Hi, and welcome to Midweek Motivation with Elisa, LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist. I am so excited to see you guys today. What I'm going to do is give you guys an opportunity to plug in with me today. So give me just a second and let me make sure that you guys are ready to plug in with me today for Midweek Motivation. I am absolutely excited about seeing you guys, about talking to you all today about something very important. We're going to deal with what do you do when nobody understands. So I really want to give everybody an opportunity to join me live. I'm going to take just a second and share this with some people as well. Let's see. Let me share this with some people. Hey, Jay. Hey, Tina. Because I want you guys to really deal with this with me today as we're talking about this midweek motivational moment. Hey, Lisa. I'm so excited to have you guys with me. I'm going to take just a second and share, because I believe that this is one of those conversations, hey, Teresa, that people really want to talk about. They have places on the inside of them, hey Tony, that they feel like, you know what, nobody understands what I'm dealing with and what I'm going through. And so I want to make sure, hey Miss Josie, thank you so much for being on. I want to make sure that we have this conversation about what we do when we feel like nobody understands. Everybody likes to act as though, girl, I got you, sir, I know exactly what you're going through. But there are times in our lives where we feel like nobody understands what we're really dealing with. Hey, Barbara. So here's what I want you guys to do as we come on, because, hey, Cena, I want to make sure that everybody that can hears this segment. My cousin Will is on. Hey, Will. So I want everybody to take a moment. And I'm going to share this. Hey, Miss Gervin, thank you so much for being here. I want everybody to take a moment and share this, because here's what I do know. Everybody feels at some point like nobody really understands where they're coming from. Everybody at some point feels like you can have people all around you, but nobody really gets it. Nobody really knows how to empathize with what you're going through. And so everybody take a quick moment, even if people are able to watch this on the replay after they get off of work, maybe later tonight, even next week. I believe this is one of those segments that really is going to resonate with people, because we all are in a place sometimes where we're feeling like it's just us, and it brings us to a place sometimes where we are frustrated. It brings us to a place sometimes where we feel like, come on guys, does anybody get me? Does anybody really understand what I'm going through? So I'm going to give everybody an opportunity, as I am doing, to share this with your group, to share this with the people that you know, to just take a moment and to share this, because, hey, Katanya, somebody really wants to hear this message. And I believe that this is one of those times. I call this my midweek motivational moment, because I always say this, that somewhere, hey, Kawamba D, somewhere in the middle of the week, for some reason, I don't know why this happens, we start getting worn down. Somewhere it looks like in the middle of the week, we start feeling like, just throw the whole week away. For some reason, I always say this, sometimes we start off, hey, Miss Juanita, we start off strong. We start off feeling pumped up. We start off feeling like we can, rule the world. I got my queen and shirt on today, but every day I don't feel like it. Sometimes you really want a genuine connection with somebody. There are times when you feel like, listen, I need you to feel me. Thank you, Tina. I need you to know what I'm going through. I don't need you to just be casual. I'm hurting. Or sometimes we are happy, or sometimes we are distressed. Sometimes we are feeling desperate. Sometimes we are feeling alone. There are just so many emotions that we deal with in our everyday lives. And guess what? It's hard to connect. Hey, Lance, thank you guys for, Lindsay, thank you guys for joining. Sometimes it's hard to find somebody who can really get us. Sometimes it is hard to find somebody who really, you almost want to say, do you get me? Does this make sense to you? Do you have a clue what I am dealing with? Do you have a clue? Hey, Courtney, do you have an idea of what I have to deal with? Thank you, Carlene. I'm so grateful. Listen, I know this isn't my mic drop Monday, but I want you guys to feel free to comment. Hey, Sonia, if you guys see yourself in this, listen, say, I see me. Make sure that you guys respond if you're hearing something that resonates with you. If you know of somebody that you say, listen, my friend and I were just talking about this, or I just saw some people posting about feeling isolated, feeling desolate, feeling in despair. Then share this broadcast with somebody for no other reason but to bring them some help, some hope, and some healing. If you're watching for the first time, listen, make sure you give me a shout out and say hello. Miss Brother Barbara, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you let me know that you are watching. I'm so grateful for you guys that join me every Wednesday at around 12:15-ish. I try to come on and do what I call a midweek motivational moment. I call it the plug-in, because every now and again, hey Danielle, we need to plug into some power. Hey Alex, yeah, we need to plug in to somebody that's going to bring us some inspiration and some empowerment. And sad to say, a lot of us, our batteries are on low. We do for people. Miss Betty Harvey, thank you so much for joining. Daniela, thank you for watching for the first time. A lot of times we're so busy giving out. We're giving out our energy. We're giving out our money. Hey, Kanisha, we are giving out our resources. We're giving out all the time, and nothing and nobody plugs back into us and say, hey, listen, your batteries need recharging. Hey, come here. Let me give you some words of encouragement. Hey, come here. Let me give you some affirmation. Come here. Let me inspire you so that you can build yourself back up, so that you can get strength. And so what I try to do in this little space of mine that I have on social media, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jay, that share, that join me live, that helped me get this message. I try to bring some encouragement, some inspiration. For those of you guys that are watching the replay, hello and welcome. I hope that you will use your power of influence to share this message. I am Elisa LaShell, the empowerment specialist, rebuilding, renewing, and restoring. Listen, from the inside out. Thank you, Angela. And what I always say, and you'll see me even if it's on my Mic Drop Monday, even if it's in person, or even on this midweek motivation, I always say that you can't fix what you won't face. And so a lot of times we have these issues, we have these problems, but we can't fix them because we won't sit there and look them in the face. That's right, Kanisha. Sometimes the mentor needs mentoring. And so this is why I like to bring help, hope, and healing through these midweek motivational moments. Now, because I have some new people on it, because I have new people that are watching, I want to let you know that if you are or know some people that are on YouTube, I now have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to. I've posted over 20-something videos already and still have another 20-something videos to post. I post every single week. So make sure that you're subscribing to Elisa LaShell on YouTube, where you can watch some of my past lives and even some of my current ones. Make sure that you're connecting with me if you're on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere that social media is, Twitter, Periscope. Listen, make sure that you find me and connect with me. I want to make sure that you're able to plug in and tap into resources of encouragement and inspiration. And so this is what I'm excited about today. Make sure that you guys are sharing, because you never know who needs a dose of inspiration, encouragement, and empowerment. So once again, this is the plug-in, my midweek motivational moment. I'm here every Wednesday, and of course every Monday night right here on Facebook Live at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm dropping the mic for Mic Drop Monday. You can't fix what you won't face. Today, I want to deal with, what do you do when no one understands? And I want to ask a question. And listen, you guys, make sure that you talk back to me. Even if you're watching the replay, I go and I read all of the comments later. So make sure that you're responding to me. Have you ever been in a place where you felt like nobody understood? You can hit the love button, or you can say yes, or that's me. Have you ever been in a place where you just feel like, listen, you guys don't get it. You can't tap into where I am emotionally. You have no idea where I am mentally, even spiritually. I know that you have this discernment, but listen, you can't feel me. Is that any of you guys? Have you ever felt like you just needed somebody to tap in, but they don't get it? You guys have no idea where I am. You have no idea. And what happens is, you know, a lot of times people don't understand what drives you to make the choices that you make. People don't understand why you act like you act. People don't understand why you do what you do. Some people, that's a hard place to be in, because we want people to connect with us. We want people to get us. We want people to feel us. But there are some times where people don't empathize with us. They can't feel where we are. And you know what happens? A lot of the times we deal with people that are judgmental. judgmental. We deal with people that are condescending. We deal with people that are critical. They always have something to say about our situation when they have no idea what put us there. They have no idea what it's taking for us just to get up every day. They have no idea what it takes for us to put a smile on our face. They have no idea what it takes for us to keep going through. And we want to connect. We need people to empathize and understand. But it seems as though in this time and place that we live in, everybody is so desensitized. Oh, I've seen that before. I've dealt with that before. You know, the internet and even TV and even society desensitizes us. For some reason, people don't have a heart of compassion anymore. People just, they're superficial. They'll say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I feel that. Or girl, I get it. Or sir, you know, I understand. But they really aren't able to connect with us. They really are not able to empathize. Do you really feel me? Do you really have a clue why I'm in this situation? Do you really know that I want to be better? I want to do better. I want to let this thing go. But there are reasons right now where I'm having a hard time dealing with this. Can you feel me? Can you understand at all why I made those mistakes? Can you even get in your mind why I made the choice that I make? Do you even realize that some places in my life I feel like I'm held hostage? Do you even know that there are some things I don't want to do, but where I would do right, evil is always present with me? Do you have a clue? Can you feel me? And a lot of times that is the problem in our lives. We're surrounded by a bunch of people that have a bunch of things to say, that have a million things to post, that have everywhere to be, and nobody understands. They don't get us. They don't see us. They don't feel us. And so we're a bunch of people that walk around feeling isolated. We walk around feeling dejected. We walk around feeling detached. We walk around like zombies. We're existing, but we're not living. We get to a place when people don't understand that we start to numb ourselves. We start to desensitize our own self, because can we be honest? It hurts when people don't get us. It hurts when nobody understands. It hurts when you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and it looks like it just flies over their heads. It hurts when we're trying to articulate how we feel. We're trying to explain to you what we're dealing with, but a lot of people, the only thing that they're able to offer us is critique and criticism. Oh, well, you shouldn't have done that. You still dealing with that? Oh, I can't believe you went there. Oh, I could have told you better than that. And what we're really looking for is a connection. They're giving us criticism. They're giving us critique, but we really want a connection. We really want compassion. We really want somebody to say, hey, you know what? Come here. Let me give you that hug. Come here. Let me let you know. I get it. I've been there. Am I telling the truth? Is this making sense in this midweek motivational moment? Listen, make sure that you guys are sharing this, because this is what happens. What happens in our lives is we walk around bound up. We walk around feeling ostracized. We walk around in this state of numbness, and we do it out of self-preservation. We don't want to be numb. We don't want to be bitter. We don't want to be desensitized. We don't want to be detached. We would rather connect, but we're looking for compassion, and all we're getting is criticism. We're looking for understanding, and all we're getting is rejection. We're looking to be embraced, but all we're being is critiqued. And so then we live in this world full of superficiality, where people know the right things to post. They know the right things to text, but they're not making real connections with us. And sometimes it seems like we want to scream, can you feel me? It seems like we want to wear a shirt and say, can you hear me now? And a lot of times our cries go unnoticed because people are so wrapped up in themselves. They're so wrapped up in what they have going on that they can't see past our pain. Sometimes, and listen, I get it. Sometimes our posts are cries for help. Sometimes our acting out are cries for help. Sometimes we're doing things, we're behaving abnormally, but nobody sees us. Nobody feels us. We see the person that's posting up on TV, on the internet, that has on revealing clothes, or we see people that's posting up a rant and they're going off, but nobody is feeling us. Nobody is looking past the presence. Nobody. Can I tell you that if it was mic drop Monday, I would drop the mic. Can you see past my presentation? Yeah, I look good. Yeah, the hair might be laid. Yeah, I might have on the right suit. Yeah, I might be articulating the right things. But guess what? Can you see past my presentation? Can you feel me? Yes, I'm here for everybody else. Yeah, my home is always open. Yeah, I always seem to have $1 when you seem to be in need. Yes, I always seem to have a word of encouragement. But can you push past my presentation and understand that sometimes I'm the one that needs help? Sometimes I'm the one that needs healing. Sometimes I'm the one that needs hope. Sometimes I'm the one that needs to be encouraged. It might be that I'm a little low on faith. It might be that I'm a little low on finances. Can you feel me? I'm talking about, what do you do when nobody understands? What do you do when people have a lot to say about the way that you live? Well, people have a lot to say. You got that many kids? You got divorced? What? You're going over there? You're still with him? You hanging out with them? People are, that's right, Sonia, they're looking at the outside. But can you see past my presentation? Can you push past what I'm presenting? Can you look past the smile? Can you look past my posts? Can you look past what I dressed like? And can you feel me? Verizon, or I think it's Sprint, has this thing, can you hear me now? But listen, can you feel me now? Can you feel me? Can you really understand where I am? Can you really stop judging me and judging my decisions and judging my relationships and say, wait a minute, there's got to be a reason he's acting out. There's got to be a reason she's always drawn to that kind of person. There's got to be a reason why she's posting that. There's got to be a reason. Can you feel me? I'm talking about, what do you do when nobody understands? There are people that we lose in our lives, and it has left holes in our heart. And people see us getting by. They see us laughing. They see us doing other things. But can you feel me? Have you stopped to check on me? Have you ever stopped to say, wait a minute, I don't care how long ago that was. Let me reach out to that person and ask them, are you okay? I know they look like they got it going on. I know they look like they're on top of the mountain. But can you reach out and push past my presentation and ask me, how are you? And a lot of us, we hide. A lot of us, we're afraid. Listen, I feel the burden of some of you guys that are watching. Those of you all that may be watching now, that may be watching the replay. Listen, everybody, take a moment, and however and wherever you're watching this, I want you to use your power of influence and share this, because I believe that there are people out here and we're hurting, and there are people that are feeling like they're at the end of their rope. Thank you guys for telling the truth and saying, I needed to hear this. You're talking directly to me. We don't know how to be empathetic towards people. We take people at what we see. We take them at face value. Well, she looked fine to me. Well, he sounded fine when I talked about him. Well, they look like they were carrying on. Didn't they just buy a new house? Aren't they riding good? And we don't bother to say, listen, I don't know what kind of hell they're facing at their house. I don't know what kind of hell they face at their job. I don't know what kind of hurt they're going through. I don't know what kind of crisis they had to go through. I don't know what it took for them to get out of bed in the morning. I don't know what it takes for them to raise their kids. I don't know what they have to deal with to be able to hold on to the people in their lives. I don't know. And so can you feel me? That's right. Even for people in leadership, sometimes it's the people on the front of the line that are the ones nobody understands. Well, they're a pastor. Well, they're a preacher. Well, they're a teacher. Well, they got the degree. Well, they're the coach. Well, they should be the one. They're the counselor. They're the therapist. Surely they're okay. Listen, can you push past my presentation, and can you feel me now? Can you feel me? Will you put yourself to the side and say, listen, that girl is not just acting out just to be acting out. Listen, that guy doesn't have that quick temper just because he wants to be angry. Can you push past my presentation and feel me? We live in a world full of superficiality. Everybody's looking on the outside. Everybody's judging us by what we have, by who we're connected to, by how many people like our posts, by whether or not our hair is okay, by what brand of clothes we wear, but can you feel me? This is a message of encouragement, and I hope that you find some help, some hope, and some healing. Those of you all that are being the strong ones, those of you all that feel like you've got to be the one that always carries. And people want us, and I did a segment, and make sure that it's on YouTube now, and it's on my Facebook page as well. I did a segment that's called I Am Not a Superhero. Listen, superheroes have superpowers. Superheroes have unlimited resources. Superheroes, you can't kill them. But guess what? People expect us to be superheroes when we're human. We're fallible. We have hurts. We have hearts of flesh. We have emotions. Some people feel like just because we present, a hard exterior, they can say anything to us and nothing, no, child, they'll be okay. Nothing bothers them. And people, they take our exterior and they just think they'll be fine. They don't need encouragement, girl. They don't need a helping hand. They don't need any money. They don't need that. And they don't understand we need some help. We need some hope. We need some healing. And a lot of times, and this is just our sad reality, sometimes we can become the oasis for people so much. Sometimes we can become a person's hub so many times that people take it for granted that we need help. People take it for granted that we need healing. People take it for granted that our faith is low. People take it for granted that our finances are low. People take it for granted that we have houses just like they have houses. People take it for granted that we have real issues just like they do. Can you feel me now? Can you push past my presentation and get to the place where you're able to empathize with me, where you're able to see that I'm hurting, where you're able to see that I don't feel like it today, where you're able to see that, guess what, she might be disappointed, where you're able to see, wait a minute, he might need a word of encouragement. Where for those of you guys that never get one, this is me telling you guys, listen, I feel you. I am where you are. Thank you, Calvin. And so sometimes it feels as though we become desensitized to people. We become desensitized to people's plights. We become desensitized to the misfortunes of others because there's so much going on around us. All these shocking news stories are on the news every time we look around. Even if we're on CNN, everything is so shocking to what happens is we don't even realize that we're desensitizing ourselves. We're saying, you know what? Let me numb myself because I don't want to handle all of this tragedy. I can't deal with people that are hurting. And we don't even realize that we're desensitizing ourselves. And we don't even realize that the person we're sleeping next to, that the person we're standing next to, that the person we're working next to, that the person we're worshiping next to is going through. And we can't even feel them because in an attempt to compress ourselves, in an attempt to protect our own emotions, we don't even realize that we've shut other people out. We don't even realize that we're not able to feel our brothers and our sisters because we're so busy trying to protect ourselves against hurt that we can't even recognize that I don't care how well put together they are. I don't care how well dressed they are. My brother is hurting. My sister is going through. I don't care how well they talk. I don't care how much information it seems like they hold. We don't know how to extend care and concern and compassion to other people. But can you feel me now? Can you push past my presentation? Can you push past what you see and reach out to me to say, man, you know what? I'm here if you need me. Woman of God, you know what? Thank you for being a blessing. I just wanted to encourage your heart. We don't know how to sow into each other. We don't know how to bless each other. We don't know how to check on the strong ones. We don't know that when we see somebody out of character, the first thing we say is, "Woo, let me screenshot that. They just posted something crazy." No, that's a cry for help. Why don't we take those same fingers that are going to talk about them and call them, take them to dial their number and say, "Hey, listen, something is wrong because that's not you. Hey, sir, what's going on? Because you're more quiet than usual. Let me tap into my heart of compassion and let me check on you. Let me see." Sometimes we're waiting for people to say, "Hey, I just lost a loved one, so y'all need to be careful with me. Y'all need to be up on me. I need y'all." We're waiting. Well, they didn't say anything. Well, she didn't act like she needed it. Listen. What happened to empathy? What happened to compassion? Why can't we know that a person is raising their kids by themselves? They don't have to tell us that everything is okay. Why can't we say, listen, I just wanted to bless you guys with this gift card. Listen, y'all go out to eat on me. Why can't we know that somebody has just lost a loved one and we just say, listen, I just want to reach out and let you know that I'm praying for you. I'm here for it. Why do we have to wait until somebody publicly puts up a front? Why do we have to wait until somebody does something tragic? Why do we have to wait until somebody says something to be able to empathize with them? Listen, all of us have sensors. All of us have emotional triggers. We can tell when something is off. We can tell when something is wrong. Or guess what? Do what they taught us to do back in middle school. Use your context clues. You see what people are dealing with. It costs you nothing to send somebody an inbox and say, hey, just want you to know that you're on my mind. It costs you nothing to send a text and say, just want you to know you're doing a great job. I'm praying for you. It costs you nothing to look out for somebody else. And so for those of you guys, I did a mic drop one time that says heroes need help too. Heroes need healing too. And so there are so many of you guys even today that are so busy wearing your Superman and Superwoman cape, and you're out there being great for everybody else. And nobody says, good job. Nobody gives you the thumbs up. Nobody pats you on the shoulder. But I'm here to encourage your hearts today and let you know that somebody understands what you're going through, that you're trying everything that you can to make this thing work, that you're holding on as long as you possibly can. That sometimes your hands are bleeding because you're holding on so tight, trying not to let go. Sometimes your heart is hurting because of rejection and because of people's expectations and because of the way that people were not able to give you any reciprocity. You gave to them and then it was your turn. They turned the other way. I get it. And so I'm here today to plug into you, to give you some encouragement, to give you some empowerment, to let you know what do you do when nobody understands. And so I want to help us. And those of you guys that feel like nobody understands, I did some research. There is this psychotherapist by the name of Lisa Schlesinger, and she was saying that there were 4 core reasons why sometimes we are not able to empathize with other people. Number 1, a lot of times, and a lot of the reasons why we're not able to empathize with other people is because we're angry. Somewhere we're angry about something. We don't understand this. And this is why I'm bringing some help, some hope, and some healing today. So I'm going to give you 4 reasons sometimes why we're not able to empathize with other people. We're angry. When you're angry, that emotion blocks off your ability to feel warmth towards somebody. Instead of feeling concern, you just feel numb. You're wondering why you're acting cold. You're wondering why somebody is crying and panicking. And you're just kind of like, hey, okay. You just give them that little dry rub, that little dry pat, that little thinking of you text, but you really don't feel anything. Sometimes it's because we're really angry. On the inside, something has happened to us that has made us bitter and we're angry. And so, or we're mad at the person that's going through it because we're saying, well, I told you not to do this. I told you to leave them. I told you not to give them that money. Well, I tried to tell you, and that anger causes us to be desensitized to that person. Listen, today we're getting some help, some hope, and some healing. Another reason sometimes that we're not able to feel somebody else, we're not able to be empathetic towards another person, is because you're too busy protecting yourselves. Sometimes we got to tell the truth about things. We're just too busy. We say, I'm protecting myself. You know what? Because, you're thinking to yourself, somebody close to you is in pain and they're hurting and they're crying. Do you know that sometimes we feel like somebody's pain is a virus and we say, I don't want to get too close to that because then something bad might happen to me. We don't even realize we're doing these things subconsciously. We're thinking, if I feel somebody else, then that means I got to really experience what she's going through. We close ourselves out. We're really protecting ourselves. We're saying, oh God, they're going through. I can't deal with those kind of emotions. Oh goodness, I don't know what I would do if that were me. And we don't even realize we're desensitizing ourselves. We're cutting ourselves off of the ability to feel compassion because we don't want to experience that kind of pain. Listen, people, we've got to get to a place where we're able to open ourselves up and sympathize and empathize with our brothers and sisters, because so many people are contemplating suicide. So many people are feeling like they just want to disappear. So many people have said, nobody would even care if I was not here. And so we've got to understand, how do we get to a place where we're feeling our brothers and sisters, where the strong one isn't out there by themselves and everybody is clicking the like button, but nobody is feeling them. Nobody is understanding them. The third reason why a lot of times we're emotionally cut off from people is because we don't want to identify ourselves in them. See, for example, if say your child was rejected, somebody didn't invite them to a party, so we start feeling like, that hit too close to home. I know how people do me when they don't want me in their circle, when they don't want me there. And so we start getting bitter. We start closing off on it, and we don't really want to empathize it because, listen, we don't want to identify with, guess what, I feel like that too. We cut ourselves off from people because we really don't want people to know, good God, I deal with that. I've been through that same thing. So we watch from a distance. So we keep ourselves we keep distance between ourselves emotionally because we don't want to identify ourselves in that. We don't want to say, I see me in that situation. Goodness, she sounds just like me. Oh goodness, he looks just like me. We can see somebody posting something crazy and we can say, boy, I remember that used to be me. Oh, I remember I used to be angry. But are we reaching out? Are we inboxing that person and saying, look, bruh, I get it. I've been there. I remember. And then we share something of our own. But you don't have to feel that way. I understand. Do you know that so many people would come out of situations sooner, would stop acting out so bad if only they knew that somebody got it, if only they knew that somebody recognized them. A lot of times, I told you guys, when people act out, when people are acting a fool, when people get quiet, when people sitting nasty, it's a cry for help. And all they really want to be is recognized. Can you see me? The last reason that we cut ourselves off from people, that we are not able to empathize with people, is because we have a fear of intimacy. We don't want to be close to people because, again, selfishly we're thinking, but what if I get close to them and they walk away? But what if I get close and I let them close to me and they reject me? But what if I get close to them and then they choose somebody else over me? We're so busy thinking about our selfish reasons that we don't know how to forge connections. We don't know how to open ourselves to be able to empathize with other people because we're so caught up in the me. But what about me? I got to protect me. It's easy. See, it's easier sometimes for us to feel distance from our loved ones, to be distant from people instead of being close and vulnerable, because we don't want to be vulnerable. Oh, no. We don't want to risk somebody seeing our emotions. We don't want to risk somebody seeing, listen, I don't have it all together. But why? Do y'all see how that is contradictory? Do you see how we're walking around in a paradox? We want people to see us, but we don't want anybody to see us. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. We want people to see us. We want people to see us, but we don't want anybody to see us. Do you realize that circular? We're saying, well, nobody understands me, but we don't allow anybody to understand us. Nobody's feeling me, but we won't let anybody get closer up on us. Nobody understands what I'm going through, but we won't let anybody get close to us. Can you feel me now? Well, I can't feel what you won't reveal. If it were Monday night, that would be a mic drop. I can't feel what you won't reveal. You want me to feel you, but you're hiding. You want me to feel you, but you fronting. You want me to feel you, but you pretending. You want me to feel you, but you've built a wall. You want me to feel you, but you won't get close to me. I can't feel what you won't reveal. And so a lot of times we isolate ourselves. A lot of times we cut ourselves off from people, and then we wonder why we're neglected, and then we wonder why we're overlooked, and then we wonder why we don't get the attention and the emotional support we need because we won't reveal it. I hope I'm helping you guys in this midweek motivation. And so let me tell you guys 5 reasons. I just gave you some reasons why we're misunderstood, because we're afraid to be empathized. We're afraid to be intimate with people. But let me give you another reason why we're not able to feel people. I just said, I can't feel what you won't reveal if you won't tell me that you're hurt, if you won't tell me that you're neglected, if you won't tell me that you're feeling abandoned. I can't feel you on that if you won't tell me. Listen, everybody's not a mind reader. Well, they should have been able to tell that something wasn't right. They should have known when I got quiet that something had changed. Everybody is not able to read your minds. I just told you guys that some of us want people to be superheroes, but I'm not a superhero. Yes, I walk in discernment. Yes, I tap into the prophetic. But there are some times where my mind is consumed with what's going on in my life. I didn't notice you were being quiet. Listen, sometimes we got to forgive some of these people that didn't feel us because they couldn't feel what we wouldn't reveal. We wanted them to feel us, but we wouldn't reveal it. So how in the world do we say, I wanted them to feel me, but we won't allow them to feel us? We're saying, y'all don't see me, but then we stay hidden. Y'all can't see me, but we stay quiet. Listen, some of us need to forgive people that we felt like rejected us and didn't reach out to us because, listen, we didn't reveal it. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I didn't notice that you were quiet. I didn't notice that you started acting some kind of way. It wasn't because I didn't love you. It wasn't because I didn't want best for you. But sometimes we have to understand that people are in their own hell sometimes. People are trying to figure out what in the world they're going to do next. People are trying to figure out what's their next move. And they're not trying to be ugly to you. They're not trying to be resentful. They're not trying to ignore you. They just don't get it. And because you're so busy hiding what you need, that the things that need healing, they miss it. Some of you guys are mad at your mama. Some of you guys are mad at your dad because why didn't they see that? But you were hiding it. And so you've been walking around angry and bitter. But they couldn't heal what you wouldn't reveal. They couldn't feel what you wouldn't reveal. You want them to see you, but you wouldn't let them see you. So how do they know? And so we walk around angry with people. We walk around bitter with people because they didn't reach out. I said at the beginning, and if you came in late, make sure that you watch this thing from the beginning, because I talked about how we need people to feel us, how we have become so desensitized that we're not able to recognize when our brothers and our sisters are hurting. But there's another side to this. Sometimes people don't feel us because we don't trust people. We've become so cynical. We've become so distrustful that we just won't allow anybody to get close to us. We've gotten to the point where we're saying, I don't want people to judge me, so I'm not saying anything. And don't get me wrong, you always have to use a certain amount of discernment. When should I reveal something? Is this person somebody that is trustworthy? But listen, when you don't trust people, it's hard to have empathy towards them. Oh, I don't trust them. So then when they try to tell you something that they're going through, I don't know if they're lying or not. We've desensitized ourselves to the emotions of our brothers and our sisters. Sometimes the reason why people aren't able to feel our pain and feel empathy towards us is because we don't communicate well. We don't know how to say, ouch, I'm hurting. We don't know how to say, today isn't a good day for me. We're so busy in superhero status. We're so busy trying to live up to people's expectation. We're so busy trying to be the strong one. We don't know how to communicate. You know what? Today I'm just feeling alone. Today I'm feeling scared. Today I'm fearful. I don't know if this next move is going to work. Today I'm feeling anxiety. I'm just not sure. We don't know how to articulate how we feel. And I just said that people can't feel what we don't reveal. And so because of our past, because of how people have rejected us, because of how people have done us wrong, because we've seen how vicious people can be, we've desensitized ourselves. We say things to ourselves like, I don't expect anybody to help me. I don't expect anybody to reach out to me. I don't expect anybody to feel what I'm feeling. and we desensitize ourselves. We walk around next to people who are going through. We walk around next to people who have been through. We walk around next to people who are trying everything that they can to make it. You don't know. I just told you guys, can you push past my presentation? Stop judging me by how much money you think I have. Stop judging me because you think that I have it together. Stop judging me because I look good on the outside, and tap in. Can you feel me now? There is something to this smile. There is something to me getting up every day. It might have took me an hour to get out of bed because I couldn't take it, because I felt like, listen, this is hard for me, because I'm still in mourning because somebody left me, because I'm still stuck because my children might be going astray. You don't know what is behind a person's smile. You don't know the pressure behind a post. You don't know the silence, what's going on, the scream behind the silence. You don't know. They're silent on the outside, but they're screaming on the inside. You see them being mean on the outside, but they're feeling manipulated on the inside. And so we have to learn to push past people's presentation and feel them. Stop being so judgmental. Stop being so critical. Stop being so condescending, and see past the pain. See past the post. See past their postures. Can you feel me now? And this isn't something that people do a lot of talking about. I don't see a lot of people going live and talking about this. I don't see a lot of people showing us how to reach out. I don't see a lot of people showing us how to get us to a place where we can help our brothers and sisters, where even sometimes people think you need their money. But a lot of times, I don't need your money. I need your encouragement. A lot of times we think people, they just want something from me. They do. Compassion. They do. Care. They do. Your empathy. A lot of times we think people want to take something away from us. They do. They want to try to help take away some of the pain. They want to try to take away some of the pressure. But because we are fearful of people, because people have exploited us in the past, because people have abandoned us, sometimes we put up a wall so big that we're not just keeping ourselves in, we're keeping everybody out. And so today there's help, there's hope, and there's healing. And so as I end this, I want to give you some ways to help you get felt by others. I want you, if you're the person who says, listen, I see me in this. I am that person that looks strong on the outside, but I'm hurting on the inside. I'm that person that is going through, but nobody seems to understand. Well, let me give you a couple of techniques. Let me give you a couple of ways that might help you get to the place where people can start to feel you. One of the things we've got to learn how to do, and I just said it, we've got to learn how to communicate a little better. A lot of times, like I said earlier, people think that we're mind readers, but we're not psychic. We can't read your minds. And so what we have to learn how to do is start noticing the way that you talk. Do you speak really fast? Do you constantly throw questions at people? Do you always, when you're saying things, or do you automatically sound defensive? Start saying, whoa, wait a minute. I want people to feel me. Let me check the way that I'm communicating. Because sometimes we don't even realize it, but we can talk to other people in a way that tells them back up, that tells them, don't try to check me. Don't ask me nothing about me. We don't even understand that our tone, that the way that we have conversations with people is pushing them away. And then we have the nerve to wonder, well, nobody ever seems to try to figure out how I'm feeling. Let's check our communication. Let's watch our tone. Let's watch the way that we say things. We want people to feel us, but sometimes the way that we communicate is pushing them away. Notice if you're starting your sentences with people like, well, you said this and you made me. No, wait a minute. Let's change our conversation and let's make it about us. I feel as though when you said this, it made me feel abandoned. I started to feel this kind of way. People will be able to empathize us better when we stop talking at them and communicate with them. We're saying things like, well, when you did that and they did that, there we go, we're externalizing it. But what if we started speaking from a place of our inward emotions? What if we shifted and said, hey, listen, I don't feel good today. I don't like the way that you make me feel when you raise your voice. I don't like that something in you is triggering my neediness. Let's get to a place where we're able to communicate better. Secondly, one of the reasons why people aren't able to feel us, if we want people to come towards us and feel us a little better, we've got to change our body language. Sometimes we don't even realize we're sending a clear message. Don't mess with me. Don't bother me. Don't come at me. We have our hands folded. We have our hands on our hip. We have our face set like a flint. Sometimes we don't even realize we're pushing people away through our body language. We're looking rigid. We're looking like this ain't the time and this is not the day. We don't even realize it. Somebody told me once, I used to be driving and they said, I was passing you in the road and I wanted to speak and I was like, ooh, when you're not smiling, you look mean. I had to start being conscious of, wait a minute, I don't want to look unapproachable. So I had to realize that my resting face looked like a don't bother me today face. And so I had to be conscious of myself. Hey, I don't want to be that person that walks around and feels like, why didn't anybody say anything to me? Why is it every time people get around me, they don't want to speak? Well, is it my body language? Because I had to realize I was sitting closed. I was sitting pulled back. I had my things gathered. I had gathered my things. Like as soon as I see an exit, I'm out of this camp. And so sometimes our body language can be sending the message, even though what we're feeling on the inside is scared and self-conscious, and we're feeling like, ooh, I don't know how to mingle. We don't realize sometimes that it's our body language that's telling people to stay away. Thank you guys. Thank you all that are telling me I'm right in the right place. I wanted to bring some help, hope, and healing. The next thing that we have to do is we got to slow down and switch perspectives. We're so busy a lot of times thinking about what we need that it hasn't occurred to us that the other person just doesn't know, that maybe they're dealing with their own stuff. Have we stopped to think, well, why didn't they call me? Wait a minute. Wasn't their mom's birthday today? Could it be that this is the time period where they lost their dad? Could it be that their family, one of their kids just went off to school and maybe they're going through? Sometimes we're so me-oriented. Sometimes we're so self-centered that we're just thinking about, why didn't they do that? Nobody even said anything to me. Could it be that that other person had something else going on? Sometimes what will make us stop feeling like nobody understands us, if we change perspective, if we said, wait a minute, let me be mindful that other people have other issues. I hope this is making sense. Sometimes people don't understand us because, let's just be honest, we don't understand ourselves. Heck, we don't know why we did that. We don't know why we're still dealing with that. We don't even know why we're acting a fool. We don't know. So what we have to do, and I love this technique that I learned while I was doing my research. They call it being a me detective. Sometimes we've got to learn how to be a me detective. We've got to say, wait a minute, let me stop. Why am I acting like this today? Why am I being so catty? Why am I acting so unbothered? Whoa, let me be a me detective today. Let me figure out why I have an attitude today. What is that? What am I dealing with? Come on now, we just got to tell the truth, because it could be something else and we're deflecting it on everybody else. But no, I need to be a me detective and say, hold on, I noticed that today I'm real irritable. Whoa, wait a minute. I noticed that today, I'm feeling blah. I'm just feeling some kind of way. So let me be a me detective and say, hold on. I can't expect other people to feel me if I don't know what the heck is going on with myself. And so one of the things I do know is we know us. You better hear me. To thine own self be true. Sometimes we gotta get our spyglass out and say, I gotta be a me detective while I'm so busy trying to discern everybody else's tone, while I'm so busy trying to figure out why everybody acting funny with me. Wait a minute. Could it be me? Let me check me today. Wait a minute. Something in the air isn't right for me today. Today I'm feeling like depression's trying to sit on me. Today I'm feeling a little angry. Let me do some research on me before I try to say nobody understands me. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Wait, stop. Let me see what vibes am I giving off today, because it could be me. Let me figure that out. I told you guys, you can't fix what you won't face. The next thing that we have to do, and all of us have been guilty of this at some point or another, we have got to stop being the victim. Woe is me. Poor me. Oh, nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Y'all just don't know. Y'all don't know what it takes. Guess what? Somebody does know. We've got to learn how to not be the victim and start being the victor. Yes, we go through. Yes, we want people to empathize with us. Yes, we all are looking for connections and somebody to plug in and understand. But listen, when you have the victim mentality, it automatically ostracizes people, because every time they see you coming, they're sitting there saying, uh-oh, here she comes. Here he goes. What story is it going to be today? What is it today? Listen, everybody needs reciprocity, because guess what? If you and I are connected, now come on, we need to tag team. You can't be the victim every day. Some days I need to tag in. Let me be sad today. Let me have a bad day today. Come on, tag out. You were the victim last week. You were broke last month. You were going through last year. Let tag out. Tag, it's my turn. Let me have a day where I get to be angry and you get to be the happy one cheering me up. Let me tag out, and I'm the one that my finances not together, and you be the one that can be the resources. Let's tag out. You don't get to be woe is me every day. There has to be some reciprocity every now and again. Let me be the weak one and you be the strong one. Every now and again, let me be the crybaby. Every now and again, let me be angry and throw a temper tantrum, and you be the one that's level-headed. Let me be the one that say, it's just not me today, and you be the one. But if you're always the victim, if you've always got a sob story, if you're never the one that's being optimistic, if you're never the one that's having some sunny days, listen, where is the reciprocity? And so we wonder sometimes why people don't understand us and why they don't feel us, because you don't give me a turn. I don't want to be with somebody when I don't ever get a turn. Listen, what about me? And so sometimes we can be so self-centered. Sometimes we can be so superficial. We can be our own. It's just about me today. Let me see how I'm feeling. Let me make this about me. Listen, tag. You tag out. You don't get to be broke this week. I need you to have some money. You take me to lunch. Tag. No, today I'm going to act ugly. I'm going to be a butt today because I'm just not feeling it. So you can bring me out of that. Tag. Not today. I don't want to hear your sob story. I want to talk about how I miss somebody. Tag. You tag out. Stop being a victim all of the time so that people can connect with you and see that every now and again you have some positivity. Every now and again you have a word of encouragement. Every now and again you have some resources to bring to the table. There has got to be some reciprocity. I'm trying to help us today. The other thing that we need to do as I close, and I said this before, is last two things: recognize that everybody is unique. Everybody responds differently. There is not one set prototype for how people are supposed to respond to you and how everybody's going to react to you, because everybody is not going to respond to you the same. Everybody isn't touchy-feely. Let me just free some of you guys today. Everybody don't want to do all of that hugging. Some people like a good text, a good email, a card, a thank you card, or a thinking of you card. That means the world to them. But then you have some people, don't send me a text. If you're feeling me, call me. Pick up the phone and call me. I need to hear your voice. Some people, I want to see you. I want to be in front of you so that you can feel me. And so we have to understand that there isn't a one size fits all. You can't just tell people, well, that's the way I show love. That's just me. Listen, give people what they need, not what you want them to have. That's a mic drop. A lot of times we try to love people like we want to be loved, but that might not be what works for them. And see, we have to understand this. And I even had to do this with my kids. I'm talking about how we can understand each other better. My love language might have been one thing, but one day I sat my children down and I made all of them take an assessment, a love language assessment. And I had to learn that I had one child that their love language was gifts of appreciation. When I gave them something, it meant everything. I had one child that words of affirmation was their love language. I had one child that spending quality time was their love language. So stop trying to love people the way you want to be loved and give them what they need, not what you want them to have. And so I had to realize, if a person needs a hug them. Now, when it comes to you, you can say, listen, I receive money. Money is my love language. So you want to bless me, cash out me. You have to figure out what works for them and stop giving people what you want them to have. Sometimes people ask them, well, I don't know what they want. Have you asked? Because 9 times out of 10, people will tell you. What is it that when you're feeling some kind of way, what blesses you? Do we ever stop? This is about learning compassion and empathy. Have you ever stopped to ask somebody, what is it that you need from me? What makes you feel good? People will tell you, well, I feel good when I get a text. I feel good when somebody inboxes me and tells me ABC. I feel good when you take me out to eat or we go out together. You don't have to buy me. Quality time makes me feel good. So stop giving people what you want them to have and give them what they need. A lot of the reason we walk around and we feel like they don't appreciate nothing I do because you giving them stuff they don't even want. I don't want that. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't speak to me. And because we're so self-centered, because we just care about, oh, well, I gave them what I wanted them to have. And then we wonder why we don't have good relationships. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Y'all know that old school song. Before I get out of here, the last thing I want to say is a lot of times the center of a lot of this is our own self-esteem. Yes, we look confident. Yes, we look good. Yes, we say the right things. Yes, we wear the right clothes. But sometimes what's on the inside of us has gotten low. Our self-esteem, life has thrown us so many blows. It's knocked us down so many times that we're needy, that we're at a point where we feel desperate, that we're in a place of desolation, and we're just grabbing at anything. One of the reasons why we're so empty is because we haven't taken a moment to work on what's on the inside of us. We haven't taken a moment to build up our own selves on the inside. We haven't taken a moment to dig in and say, listen, my emotions are fragile. That's why I'm taking everybody the wrong way. We haven't taken a moment to say, you know what? I'm really bitter. I'm really holding on to unforgiveness. And that's why I'm so cynical towards everybody else. Take a moment. I said earlier, be a me detective. Work on you. Stop investigating everybody else's post. Stop trying to read between the lines and everybody else say something so that you walk around in a spirit of offense and you're always getting defensive and say, wait a minute. Let me take a moment and work on me. Listen, guys, that's my time. I'm Elisa, LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist. If you came on late, make sure that you watch this from the beginning because I really talked about why we need to be able to feel each other. Our brothers and our sisters are hurting. They're going through. But how can we feel them better? And how can we open ourselves up so that people are able to feel us? I said earlier that we can't feel what you won't reveal. And so a lot of times we want people to see us, but we don't want them to see us. We want them to see our hurt, but we're too busy hiding how we really feel. Take this moment, this I was going to say it was a mic drop, but this motivational moment to plug in and bring yourself help, hope, and healing. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you guys have shared this. I'm so grateful that you guys came and plugged in with me. If it helped you in any way, listen, make sure that you let me know. I'll see you guys for Mic Drop Monday. It's going to be phenomenal. And as always, I'll see you guys this next Wednesday for some midweek motivations. Blessings to each one of you guys.